Hello, my name is Carrie.
And my name is Sam, and we're Thrive at Home, and we're passionate about building trust, intimacy, and connection in relationships.
That's right, and today we're going to talk about the importance of emotional connection in your relationship.
Yeah.
So even more important than great communication skills, it's how effective are you at connecting with your partner.
Continuing our series on connection busters is not investing. Or not having an investing mindset in a relationship. So I kind of see this as being, you just get really short-term focused on what's been happening right now. Mm-hmm. Instead of seeing there's some things we've got to do that we got to do long-term. And I'll tell you what triggered this in my head was I read a book recently, Willard F. Harley, I guess I read it again. Reread. His Needs, Her Needs. And it was convicting for me in a couple of areas because one was about physical affection and how important that is for many women, is physical affection. Mm-hmm. Separated from physical intimacy. So it's one thing to like putting the moves on, right? Hey, I'm being physically intimate. Yeah, I'm physically intimate. But if it's only connected to getting my needs met, it could be a disconnector.
Right. If it's only foreplay, if you're only doing that for foreplay, then that's not as effective as far as it's not received the same way.
Yes, because it could actually feel disconnecting.
Right.
Because now you're doing this and I'm reacting to it because I know what it means. Mm-hmm. Investing is, hey, I'm giving you the physical affection regardless. I'm consistently giving it to you. Another point he made to me as a man was just having intimate conversation. Mm-hmm. Just talking. That women often just need to talk. And guys get in this habit of saying something like this. Well, what do we need to talk about?
Yes.
Like you have to have a subject.
Or they leave the TV on while you try to come and have that kind of conversation, which also speaks the same thing.
Could be a problem. So there's this flare up. So then he makes this great analogy. And he says, imagine your wife you approaching your wife to have sex, and she says, what, you want to have more kids? Like, what if the only time you got to have sex was if you wanted to have kids? That would be very disappointing. We'll flip that around. We don't have to have a reason to have conversation. It's part of this long-term need in a relationship.
Right. Which I think it's an interesting thing, right? This connection piece, but what I hear many, many times is in session is from women. I tried that.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. It didn't work.
Didn't work.
I tried that. It didn't work. And part of me is I'm just saying, try it again because he's here in the office. He's ready to work on the marriage. Right. But there's they've been so hurt and so trust has just been so damaged that to even try it again feels impossible. Like they're just not willing to go there. They've already shut down completely, that's the long-term results of something like this happening.
Yep. Because you're focusing on what you see. You've tried it. It didn't work. That's what you see.
Right.
But in relationships, I think sometimes you have to do it because it's the right thing to do, not because you see results right now. Right. Like this isn't about getting a result here at this moment. This is about, I'm going to continue to invest in this direction because it will yield results down the road. I had this happen with a couple, you were talking about, I've tried this. Mm-hmm. So we were just doing the simple speaker listener, okay, mm-hmm. where one would talk about this is how she was feeling, and then he would validate and repeat. And she would say, well, yeah, that's kind of right, but I, here's what I was really trying to say. And he said it again. I'm telling you, we probably did that 4 or 5 times. And finally she goes, that's just close enough. That's close enough. And I caught it like, ooh, right there in the moment, it wasn't working. And I encouraged her, let's try one more time. And she was able to say it in a little different way. Mm-hmm. And he caught it. And in that moment, it was so visceral. I actually had tears come to my eyes. Because it was like, so you could just see the connection go, whoop. It happened. Which she was like, You got it. Like that's what you're looking for in a relationship is when you're having those talks, you get to that, you understand me. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, some of that comes from investing. And so the connection buster is the lack of investing. Mm-hmm. It's having this, I only will do it if it brings me short-term results, which I'm telling you is no good way to have a long-term relationship.
Yeah. I think most of us want to believe that we are people of integrity.
Yep.
And I've used this example with people. It's like, do what you know is right to do in your relationship and for your partner, to uphold your own personal integrity.
Yeah.
Right? And it's almost like, because I don't want to be the one seen as giving up, or I don't want to be, right? If that helps you stay in a poor relationship where there's abuse and things going on, then don't do that. That's a whole nother issue. Right. But we're talking about relatively functioning people, people who are wanting to make their marriage go better, and they're investing in their marriage. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Be a person of integrity. Continue to do it. Continue to sow. Continue to invest. Yep. Because it's just like, well, what flashes in my head it's like the farmer.
Right. That's
right?
Good.
The farmer goes out, has to work the land first. Yep. That's a massive piece, and there's no return.
Right.
Just because he went and plowed it and put it into nice rows doesn't mean he's got corn the next day.
Nope.
And then even planting the seed.
Yep.
Watering it doesn't mean he's got to plant the next day.
Nope.
But he still goes out to check on it. He still goes out to tend it. He still goes out to pull weeds. Mm-hmm. He still goes out. So all of those things is what gets you the harvest in the end. And
I'm just going to add to this. I heard this the other day. A friend of mine said this. It was brilliant. I had never thought about this. But even the harvest takes work. Mm-hmm. He says one of the toughest jobs he ever had was when he was baling hay.
Yep.
That's the harvest. You're supposed to be celebrating. It's the harvest. No, even the harvest takes work. Like you still are investing in every season. There's going to be a level of effort. Mm-hmm. But the more effort you put in, the harder you work up front and consistently, the easier it is long term. Like once you get the momentum going and that connection is there, hey, people can, get a little, not do everything perfect, and it's a whole lot easier. But man, when you're disconnected, it takes some effort. So to get back connected, but it's super important. And I hope something in this series will help you connect again in your relationship. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.